Hey guys, welcome to Mail Monday, a weekly series that's not so much about the gameplay, but instead is about your questions and my answers to them. So let's get this started. I don't know if my message helped or not, or if you even read it, but thanks for clearing it up. I can't speak for everyone, but me and my buddy Nooch are sorry for all the trouble this has caused you. So, I didn't see his first message, but I did catch this one, so let me explain. Last night, it kind of put me in a sad mood because all these guys were attacking me under the guise that I had copied a video idea off of Nooch, which isn't really true. I hadn't heard of him until last night, but apparently we opened the Call of Duty videos, and he had given a tip about using Hardline and Specialist together, really similar to the video that I made last week. Now, the actual genesis of that idea came from Reddit, and somebody from Reddit had actually built me like a little visual aid, and I was like, this is a pretty neat thing. I'm gonna make a prettier version of the same visual aid and show people what I was trying to explain in the first video. And in that visual aid, it outlined the same scenario what he did, which was using Hardline later in your kill streaks for Specialist. And he thought that I copied the idea from him, but that's not how it happened. So anyway, it's all good, Nooch. I'm not worried about it. I'm already over it, so I hope that you are too. Hi Woody, I'm a huge fan. Okay, so I'm sleeping over my best friend's house after we've been to a concert. I go back to sleep over, it's late, and his girlfriend was there. I've always had a lot of trouble sleeping at around 3 a.m. in the morning, and I hear them doing it. I don't know what to do, because I'm literally on the sofa next to them, and I turn around and I'm just so uncomfortable. Okay, then I wait for them to fall asleep, and I leave the house at 3:30, and I walk home and I feel awful, and I don't know why. I can't look my friend in the eye. Also, he's only 14, so it's messed up. I don't think I can be mates with him anymore. And I know it sounds like I'm overreacting, but I don't know what to do. I just feel like a massive pervert, and I don't know what to do. Please help. Thanks, man. I don't mind if you inbox or put this on Mail Monday, but I've got nowhere to turn. This one's hard for me, right? Because I'm wired differently than you. When I've heard my friends have sex, heck, I've seen some of them have sex, and for me, it was just sort of a here, take a high five and move on. It doesn't impact me in the same way that it does you. Heck, I've heard my parents have sex, and it doesn't impact me the way that it does you. So I don't know what to do next. 14's a little early to be doing this sort of thing. And by the way, it wasn't sex, right? It was oral sex, which I guess is sex. I don't know. We'll ask Clinton. So, what to do next from here? I certainly wouldn't dump him as a friend. No. He hasn't really done enough to warrant ending a friendship, and friends aren't that easy to get, especially if he's a good one. There's a lot of value in having a good friend, so don't just throw that away from one mistake. I think it is appropriate for you to ask him not to do this sort of thing in front of you anymore, right? It's totally okay to tell him, like, look, man, this is hard for me to accept, and you can't do this in front of me. This is not okay. And if that's the case, then he should respect that, and it shouldn't be any trouble anymore. Now, I do recognize that it's probably hard for you to talk about, right? If it was hard for you to listen to, then it's probably hard to talk about as well. But just lead off with like, hey man, that was pretty messed up. You did that right on the couch next to me, and he'll probably respond with something appropriate, and you guys will work past this. Hey Woody, I've liked this girl for 4 months now. We started going out, it's been 2 months, my longest relationship. Anyway, I've recently found out that she smokes cigarettes. I would presume Russia would say something like, stop being a bitch and harden up, but smoking is one of the biggest turnoffs for me. I really like her, and I'm not sure if I want to talk to her about it, as I don't want my relationship with her to end over something so silly. She doesn't smoke often, but when she does, it's kind of disgusting to me. I don't want to kiss her after she does because I hate kissing chicks whose mouths taste like ashtrays, which is really true. They taste like ashtrays. I'm 17 and she's 15. I'm not sure if that'll help with your opinion, but a reply would be great. Man, is smoking still cool? What's up with you kids? Like, have we not seen enough out there? Like, people say, oh, it makes your fingers turn brown. All right, that sucks. Oh, it gives you bad breath and it makes you smell bad. That's also true, and it sucks. People say lots of things, but hey, with girls, you want to know what the number one factor for saggy boobs is? It's smoking. That's right. Look it up. Google it. Say, smoking saggy boobs. Go ahead. Check it out. I guarantee you what are the number one leading cause of saggy boobs. It's not breastfeeding. It's not wearing a bra. It's smoking. Smoking makes your boobs sag. Period. And the deal is that it removes the like elastin in your skin, so that's why you get wrinkles more when you smoke. But on girls, that has this effect of saggy boobs. You have this responsibility to mankind. The world needs as many beautiful boobs as they can get, and you have this opportunity to affect her, right? Even if this isn't the girl that you end up staying with forever and marrying, her future husband will thank you for the better pair that she has because she didn't smoke. So my advice to you: talk to her about it. Ask her not to smoke. As her boyfriend, you are kind of within the realms, right? You're not just some random guy. You're her boyfriend, and you can say, "Look, man, I wish you wouldn't smoke. I don't like kissing you after you smoke. It doesn't make you smell good, and it's just not cool." And you can tell her, like, and for your knowledge, you might want to know it hasn't happened yet because you're only 15. But smoking makes your boobs sag. Tell her to Google it. She'll see. Nobody wants saggy boobs, so let her know. Okay, I'm 15 years old, and I'm not doing good at school at all. You're not doing well. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, man. I hardly ever do my homework. I get 1 or 2 Fs on my exam. I've been thinking about my future. I want to make a change in my life, but I just don't know how. When I get home from school, I start my homework at 3, and I study from 4 to 5. My parents think I'm doing homework and studying, but I'm really just sitting on my computer or playing on the PS3. Any tips on how to improve my results and how to pass? Yep. This is something I have a lot of expertise in, right? I remember people would ask me, like, hey, what kind of grades do you get? And I'd be like, yeah, I get all the grades. There's not one I've left out. I've gotten some A's, some B's, some C's, some D's, and plenty of F's as well. I've tried them all, and certainly the better ones are better. Trust me on that. So, what's going on here? I think there's kind of this like pleasure-pain principle thing that goes on, right? People make their decisions based on, what's going to bring them pleasure or how much pain it's going to cost them. And sometimes the pleasure is a long-term thing, and the pain is right there, right now. And that's what doing homework is like, right? Very few people actually like doing homework, right? Very few say like, oh yeah, homework, this is going to be cool. I can't wait to sit down and devour my biology. Some do, but not many people are wired that way. So what happens instead? You jump on the short-term pleasure bandwagon while ignoring the long-term pain that PS3 is going to bring you, or reading on Reddit or whatever. And we all do this to some extent, right? It's kind of natural that way. Get some Woody, and so I think what you need to do is rewire yourself. You need to tell yourself, like, look, this is going to suck. I know what the long-term effects of not paying enough attention to my schoolwork are. And, I know what is going to happen. I know how much... girls aren't going to be digging me. My parents are going to be upset with me. My future is not going to be as bright. The college isn't going to be as good. Like all these things that happen. And by the way, there's sort of a self-confidence. Like how often are you proud of yourself, right? I mean, all of us. How often are we really proud of ourselves? Do we think like, wow, I'm really doing something pretty special here. I've really knocked this one out of the ballpark, right? It's rare. It's rare for everybody, but you can get that, right? When you step up your grades, you're gonna have this feeling of success that will breed a desire to do that again. And that's where I want you to be. I want you to put in a little effort to do your homework. You know what it's like to show up at your school the next morning with your homework not done, right? Like something like 95% of the kids are all turning in their homework, and you're there just sort of hunched over, hoping nobody notices that you're that kid who doesn't do his homework. You can be the other guy. You can be proud of yourself. You can be, right. It's such a great thing when you show up to school and you have your I's dotted and your T's crossed and everything is great. There's the pleasure. And if you just rewire yourself and be like, all right, I get that I don't really love homework, but I'm going to turn that around and do it anyway, then you'll be in a better place. And that's what I want you to do. Anyway, I want you to think about how much it sucks to be unprepared for school and how much it sucks to get bad grades, and you'll be in a better spot. So to start out with, I'm an introvert, somewhat shy as well. My energy drains out when I'm around people. It's not that I don't socialize, but rather I prefer time alone than time spent with people I'm not comfortable with. So I have very little social interaction, and I hate making small talk. Till now, it was great at school because I was part of the music band, vocalist, and keyboard player, and people really look up to me. But now in the second year of high school, I somewhat feel inferior to others that are going out for parties, making girlfriends, etc. While I hate parties, introvert, and I only have one very close friend, and all other friends are only school-based. So I need some advice on how to live life as an introvert in an extrovert world, and how to deal with people who may refer to me as antisocial, which is totally wrong. Does anyone else really like this guy? Like, I don't know. I read his letter, and it was like, wow, he sings, he plays the keyboard. But even neater is he has this level of self-analysis that you don't see very often, right? Like, he's an introvert, but he's introspective. He's looking at himself and kind of checking out who he is. And he's like, yeah, things were all great, but now I feel inferior to my friends who have, sort of, more gregarious social skills. And I was like, wow, this guy's pretty cool. I like the way that he's sort of looked at this and explained it to me. And I don't know, he comes off as a pretty bright guy. I bet that, that the people who've taken the time to get to know him are lucky for it. So what's an introvert to do in a society that values the outgoing? One, fake it, right? You can fake it for short bursts. I know it's uncomfortable to go to a party and be that outgoing guy, but if you can add just, a touch of that to what you've got going on, then that's not such a bad thing. And it's not impossible to do even for an introvert, right? Just be that guy for a little bit, then you can coddle yourself and give yourself the downtime that you need to recover from it. The other, and this works really well, is be that listener, right? Picture yourself talking to a girl who just goes on and on and on and on. You can be the guy that listens to her and enables her to be the chatty Cathy that she wants to be. This guy was Saved by the Bell. So that works really well too. There are tons of people at these parties, at these social events, who want to talk. And if you're the guy who lends an active listening ear and takes an interest in what they're doing, then they will like you for it. So that's one way that you can interact. And like 75% of the people are classified as extroverts, and 1/4 are introverts. The extroverts need someone who is that active listener for them, and that can be you. And if you were a little older, I'd say alcohol makes you extroverted a bit as well. So first of all, link in the description to vote for me for King of the Web. It's a charity drive I'm doing. $7,500 goes towards suicide prevention. It's a good thing. The top video is a video I almost wish I didn't make. It's Trey Martin versus Zimmerman, and the facts are still rolling out. I wish I was a little slower to it so that I knew what was going on, like I do with other issues. And the bottom one was Modern Warfare 3 problems. And this is like a public service announcement. You guys need to know about some of the glitches and scams that people are pulling on COD players. And so check those videos out and subscribe in the top right if you enjoyed this. Be sure to click on like, and have a good day.